Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, show number 380. Wow. For Thursday, May 29th, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch from the Dominator Race Products Studio. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with Waynesfield's most recent winner. Winner of the Ohio CAT Great Lakes Super Sprint feature event.
At the grand reopening of the field.
The first time farmer's running that.
That's
so.
it.
And we got lots more to talk about that. But Devon Dobie is going to be joining us here in a little bit. He's third in the Ohio CAT points as well.
Really?
Former driver, kind of merged over from the NRA Sprint Invaders when GLSS kind of combined the two series. Ate them up. Sure. Consumed them. Yes. I guess that works. So we'll be speaking with Devon Dobie here a little bit later on. Speedy sponsor, Series of the Week. Last week we had Driver of the Week.
Right.
Actually, the first 2 weeks. Series of the Week. This time we're featuring the Dirt Track Truck Series.
Really? We're
also at Waynesfield. So if you want to win one of these Speedy sponsor stickers, hit up, or actually don't hit up. You don't have to go anywhere. Just type in the comments of our Facebook Live here or the YouTube Live or on Twitch. I think Twitch works too. Dave's going to be keeping track of all of the entries of hashtag DTTS. So we'll put that here. Hashtag DTTS, just like you see on your screen there. Anytime during the show. Before the end of it, because that's when we're doing the drawing at the end of the show there. And you'll be entered to win this Speedy sponsor sticker. And Ron just handed me a whole bunch of other stuff, unclaimed prizes. We got some Oakshade passes, pit pass, some more stickers courtesy
Hammer Down stickers.
Courtesy of DCR Graphics, yeah. So a lot more. We're not going to do all those tonight. We got enough to do. But so next week, we'll definitely dip into our prize vault and give stuff away again.
And we don't have a hockey game backing us up tonight.
Not tonight, no, but I don't really have a long show planned either. So.
Oh, not till Saturday, right?
Yeah, and I'll be busy Saturday, and you'll probably be. Are you going to race Saturday?
No.
Oh.
No.
Truck decision or
the shop has been outrageously busy. We're up against a couple of deadlines, so I've been taking care of those, and my truck is
still needing some assistance.
Still wounded.
Gotcha. All right. So hashtag DTTS, you just put that in the comments of our Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch. That gets you in the drawing. And if Andy King of the DT Dirt Track Truck Series, which is what DTTS stands for.
Right.
That's his series. If he types that in, he automatically gets one himself. So you could win. Yeah, we could be giving away 2 of these tonight. And make sure to check out SpeedySponsors.com. There's some cool stuff that's coming.
Right.
On that. Yeah. I've been working on some stuff. There's behind the scenes. There's a lot more coming to that site. It's still evolving. So stick around for that. Also, I want to put some feelers out. We're going to be doing a Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race night at Oakshade.
Okay.
So we're going to do the hot dog races, which I learned about from Chris Mize a few years ago and actually saw one in person at Sandusky.
And he said
Speedway.
They're really fun. You ought to try
fun.
it.
And we did it once. Yeah. Or actually, we did it twice. I kind of changed the rules once. But we're going back to the original hot dog race rules where you get 2 drivers. They do a lap, get out of their cars, eat a hot dog, drink a drink. I don't remember if they have to drink the whole drink. I think they do. Eat the hot dog, drink the drink, get back in your car, do another lap. It's not alcohol. It's not an alcoholic drink because that would be weird and also wrong. And then whoever finishes first wins that. But the problem that I'm having is, that's all fine and dandy, but I don't have any prizes for that. So if anybody's got a pizza, I want to put some money into that. I'd like to do 4 of them ultimately. And this is probably news to the Oakshade folks because I haven't talked to them about. They said we could do one, but we didn't discuss the specifics. But I'd like to do one for the compacts, the Dominator Super Stocks, the DCR Graphic Sportsman, and the late models.
Now, how are the entrants?
We'll work that out. We'll probably take people that want to enter. We'll probably put a form on hammerdownracingreport.com if somebody would like to compete, and then we'll probably just spin the wheel for each of those. And we'll probably have 2 winners and an alternate just in case,
somebody is sick that night.
Or they mess something up in a heat race or something. So Yeah, and there's no dates on this yet. I still got to work that out. Probably be July or August on that. So if you're interested in becoming a sponsor for any of the Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog races, get a hold of myself or Ron, and he'll direct you to me, and we'll go from there. So that was
August would be cool too, because really no racing at Fremont. So
so you can come and help.
I will be in attendance.
Well, then maybe we'll have to we'll plan on that then. I got to mention Ron Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Apparently, he's pretty busy.
I have been, yes.
They have everything you need to keep your racing dreams on track, from custom race cars to parts, safety equipment, service, even American Racer tires. If it's for racing, Ron has it, or he can get it, or he can even make do with something to become a stud that works to hold your valve cover on.
And it worked.
And it did. I haven't tested it out racing yet because we got rained out last weekend, but
it'll be fast.
I'm sure I probably gained like 5 or 6 horsepower there.
Probably 0.2 on the track.
0.2. That is an amazing stud there. And he's got the amazing stud remover. If you happen to snap one off or a bolt or something, son Steve.
Yeah, we have
can be
probably the best bolt getter outer, broken bolt getter
and I've
outer.
used him several times. I think I broke a bolt for my power steering pump once.
Right.
And then the truck I got, I was trying to take the seat bolts out, and they snapped. Those are big bolts, too. That took him a little while. That was a little challenge.
He's probably the best bolt getter outer in the tri-state area.
All right.
Pretty darn amazing. And he's my kid.
Yeah. You taught him well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did.
DCR Graphics is your source for high-quality wrap stickers, die-cast, banners, and more. If you're looking to upgrade your race team's look, DCR Graphics has you covered. They have full wraps starting at just $425. If you want to showcase your car in miniature form, you can get a box of 8 custom die-casts for only $130. It's available for late models, sprints, modifieds, and now super stocks and street stocks as well. DCR has even more ways to show off your style. Check out their brand new lineup of crew shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, flags, and more. Check out DCRgraphics.com or call 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style. His site is, I think there might be some Hammer Down Racing Report apparel on there, at least t-shirts. Last time I checked. It's been a couple days.
Yeah.
He's still putting things. He's got some of the racers he does stuff for. He's got some of their apparel, such as, I think, there might be some Hammer Racing stuff and John Young and more. There's quite a bit on there. Check out DCRgraphics.com. I also got to mention Oak Shade Raceway, Dominator Race Parks, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, also sponsors of the big program tonight. Let's check out our racing roundup of action from last weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
There was a bit.
Racing Roundup.
Starting out with the go-karts there at Palmyra Speedway Friday night. Bentley Stacy was your little pup winner. Brian Pelletier winning in the Predator Kids Juniors. Mason Coachley, we're going to go with that. The kids seniors, Virgil Kuzno in the Predator Lights. Frank Whitforth, your Predator Heavy winner, and Keegan Schroyer winning in the Opens once again. Yeah. And I had that same question. Yeah. Schroyer again. And I know that name. Limaland Motorsports Park on Friday night. The Great Lakes Super Sprints in action. Casey Jedzerjek winning there. Dylan Woodling winning the UMP Modified feature. And Todd Sherman, another Thunderstock feature. I think he's eyeing a championship this year. Lorraine Raceway Park, Oakshade Raceway, and Millstream Speedway all canceled this weekend's plans due to wet grounds. Attica Raceway Park, they moved their action from Friday to Saturday because I think it was Sharon Speedway that the World of Outlaws were going to be at originally, but Sharon canceled, so they shifted Attica from Friday to Saturday.
Right.
So, and worked out.
Now, will that play into...
Yes.
Oh,
it
okay,
did.
Cool.
It did, and we'll talk about that later. That plays into the how many and the chance to win a Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics, like this one here. I had to think about it, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
About what we did.
I was going to go back and listen to it again because
I
wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure what I said, and I never put it on the screen if I said Friday night only, but I came up with a good solution, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. So your winners there at Attica, Logan Schuhart, winning in the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series feature. Zeth Snyder, your winner in the 305s. Wayne County Speedway, Saturday night. Danny Mumaw winning in the 410 sprints. Kyle Moore gets another pair of wins. He's got the late model and UMP modified win there again. Brandon Carver winning in the super stocks, and Kyle Pettit in the mini stocks. Flat Rock Speedway. It was the Joy Fair Memorial. We gave away tickets to that last week on the show. Paul Pelletier winning the Outlaw Super Late Model Joy Fair Memorial feature event. So congratulations to him. Greg Stute, figure 8 winner. Aiden Bunning, again in the factory stocks.
Yeah.
Butler Speedway, Saturday night. The Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series was in action. Josh Rice was your winner there. And then I believe Saturday night they went to Crystal.
Yes.
I think it wasn't Tyler Erb one there. But anyway, back to Butler. Dylan Nussbaum, winner of the UMP Modifieds once again. He's going to be our guest next week on the show, so we'll be speaking with him. And then Jacob Wilbur was your street stock winner. Sandusky Speedway.
Coincidentally, that's the promoter's last name. I wonder
Crazy,
if they're related.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Tim? Probably. Sandusky Speedway on Saturday. Josh Way got the Ohio Wheelman Series feature win. Brandon Wheel, your Ohio Pro Compact winner. Roy Lowe in the factory stocks. Will Uravac, your Grand National winner, and Dan Scott picking up the win in the Warriors. Waynesfield Raceway Park on Sunday. Our guest coming up here shortly, Devon Dobie, was a winner there in the Great Lakes Super Sprint feature, led the whole way. Jeff Kaz, your UMP Modified feature winner. Joey Hayter, winner of the Dirt Track Truck Series feature event. And again, speaking of the Dirt Track Truck Series, they are your Speedy Sponsor Series of the Week. Hashtag DTS, if you haven't put that in the comments.
DTTS.
Yeah, did I leave out a T?
You lost a T somewhere. Yeah.
DTTS, just like it is on the screen. I still have it on there. That'll get you in the drawing for a Speedy Sponsor sticker coming up at the end of the show. Kubota High Limit Racing Series, the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal. Friday night rained out. Saturday, Brent Marks getting the win, and then Sunday, Aaron Reitzel, your winner there. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Show Me 100 weekend at Lucas Oil Speedway. Hudson O'Neill picking up the win Thursday night and Friday night. Bobby Pierce getting the big one there on Saturday, though. World of Outlaw, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series actions. We mentioned Sharon Speedway canceled on Saturday night due to the wet grounds, and Atomic Speedway on Monday, Carson Macedo picking up the win there. NTT IndyCar Series, the 109th Indianapolis 500 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alex Palou picking up the win.
That was pretty
on
cool.
Sunday. Was it?
Yeah.
I watched the Weenie 500. That was awesome.
Was it really?
That was awesome. A lot of Weenie pun jokes. I can see why it wasn't on TV. It was like on the Fox Sports app and streaming on social media. Yeah, I actually reached out to Oscar Mayer. I wanted to see if we could get the winners of the Weenie 500 on.
They haven't gotten back with you yet?
No, they don't update their social media very often either. At least not their Facebook. It's been a year. But anyways, yeah, Alex Palou winning that, and Kyle Larson doing the double there, crashed out of that. It looked like he downshifted. Back end stepped out on him, and he just kind of lost it. Took out a couple other cars too. So,
and then he ran into trouble at a different track.
Yes, he did. That later on that night, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That was won by the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain.
That was cool post race.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, Kyle Larson led early in that race though, and then had some issues and got further back.
Almost looked like it was going to be another Kyle Larson benefit.
Yeah, well, he spun out while he was leading, and then he got caught up in another wreck that took him out. So that's a tough day for him.
Tough day to be a Kyle Larson fan.
Yes. Craftsman Truck Series action at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The North Carolina Lottery 200 on Friday was won by Corey Heim, and the Bet MGM 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series on Saturday, that was won by William Byron. And your winner for the Weenie 500 was Slaw Dog.
From
I forget which region. They had the
was
six
down south, I think.
It might have been. They had the six Wiener mobiles, which were all pretty identical. And I saw that Bentley from Dominator did the
headlights.
headlight decals for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was.
Now, I wonder why they don't have real headlights. I mean, they do drive them.
But the
on
lights. That's the thing. I was confused because I saw some of them with their lights on when I was watching it.
Oh.
I don't fully understand that. But anyways, they ran 2 laps around the thing. I mean, obviously it was staged because there were people on the track on the front straightaway during the race. So obviously it was staged. It was kind of like watching the Zamboni race on the big screen.
Yeah.
Where, yeah. So it's a predetermined outcome there. But they had the six Wienermobiles, and each one represented a different hot dog from a different region of the United States.
Correct.
I was rooting for the New York one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because DraftKings was actually doing a thing where it was a free thing, and I won $2.50.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Race car sponsorship there.
One of the questions was, will the Oscar Mayer theme song be less than a minute? Because they sang that like the national anthem. They're like, please stand up and cross your belly. I wish I was an Oscar Mayer. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, it was dumb. It was so dumb it was perfect. That's how great it was. Hammer down Army results. No posted results this weekend with no racing at Fremont or Oakshade. So there you go. Dippin' Motorsports is your one-stop race shop in Northwest Ohio and offers on-site parts services at Fremont Speedway and Oakshade Raceway. Dippin' Motorsports provides Hoosier Racing Tires high-performance parts and full-service support to keep you on track and in the lead. Featuring the new late-model right rear number 2 tires, along with Superstock modified and sportsman tires, whether you need expert service or top-tier gear, Dippin's got you covered. Call 419-283-8580. Stop by the shop or check them out online at dippinmotorsports.com. And then elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products. The Weenie Mobiles had Dominator Race Products on them. Your premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components, from innovative nose pieces and valances to robust fenders and spoilers. Their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track, trusted by racers nationwide and Wienermobiles.
Right.
Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Did you know they ship out their wheel covers and pizza boxes? We learned that last week on the show. That's pretty cool, too. Visit DominatorRaceProducts.com today to explore their extensive range of products. Take your racing to the next level.
That's
and you can
extensive with a T, not with a P.
Yes, extensive. Extensive. They have a lot of different things. So, and reputable race shops also. So, Dominator. Get a hold of Ron Miller Race Cars as well. Don Henry, I served them. Hot dogs were only going 60 miles an hour. It looked like it was slower. Yeah, it looked like they were going like
that's
20.
That's 2.5 minutes.
One of the comments, one of the commentators made, they were saying something as they were going down the backstretch. Is like something about what happened in turn 2 about 2 hours ago when they came out of turn 2. It was like, yeah. Anyway, it looks like we have Devon standing by. How about we bring in our guest? Let's take this off and bring in Devon. Devon Dobie, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Wonderful.
How are you?
We're doing all right. Just working on the race car here a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Get ready to go again for the next week.
I think we're getting some feedback from you there. You don't have earbuds or anything you could put in, do you?
Yeah. Give me just 1 second.
All right. Take your time.
All right.
Here, we'll put you back in the green room here. All right. Well, we fixed that.
Right.
We'll pay a couple more bills. We'll just
Okay.
And then we'll get Devon Dobie back on here. Race fans, the 50th season of Oakshade Raceway is in full gear. packed with action every Saturday night featuring dirt car, UMP late models, DCR graphic sportsmen, Dominator super stocks, and compacts. Running full shows through the month of August. Coming up, the Barney Oldfield race, first special event coming up on Saturday, June 14th. Of course, make sure to mark your calendars for the most electrifying night of the year, the annual birthday race featuring the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals, co-sanctioned with the American Late Model Ironman Series this year. That's going to be on Saturday, July 12th. Make sure to stay in the loop with all the high-octane action. Visit oakshaderaceway.com. Follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for all the latest updates. Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. All right, let's see if bring Devon
Let's
back
talk to
in here.
Dylan again.
Can you hear us? Oh, wait. Now we can't hear you. We're not getting the feedback. He's working on figuring it out.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear.
Oh,
Hey,
there
now
we
it sounds
go.
good. We're good.
All right.
And you can hear us too, right?
Yep.
All
I
right.
got you guys.
We got it all figured out. We may not know computers, but we can do racing sometimes. Congratulations on the win Sunday at Waynesfield. 10 years since your last win there?
Yeah. It was our first win in the 360s back. It was still the NRA series then in 2015, just coming up on 10 years ago. So, been a while since we got to victory lane there. We had a few at Lima in between, but Waynesfield grew up racing there, running the mini sprints, and then moving into the 360s. So, kind of our home track essentially, and felt good to finally get back in victory lane.
So that first win, that was your very first win 10 years ago? Not just at Waynesfield, just overall in the 360s?
Yeah, that was our first overall 360 win at Waynesfield back in 2015. So, been a minute, but good to get back, and really just the track set up well for the first time that Farmer and his team was able to put an event together there, and they did a lot of work to get it. I honestly get it back to closer to what Waynesfield used to be, kind of when we did run mini sprints and non-wing cars there for a few years, and I think that probably played a part in feeling more comfortable there, and with the Great Lakes Series, qualifying is everything with the format now, and we've luckily been qualifying pretty well most nights, but qualified second overall Sunday, and that put us up front and kind of gave us a spot to run well the rest of the evening.
I know that Rich Farmer is very proud of his track prep ability. And it's
Prepability.
Prepability.
Is that 2 words or one?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways.
So I take it the track conditions were pretty decent.
Yeah, like I said, they did a lot of work. Cut some of the banking out of turns 1 and 2. It had really started to kind of get more of a progressive banking, and I think it really it narrowed the track up too much to make for good racing. And so he cut some of that down. He did some work in 3 and 4 as well to kind of make it more of a gradual banking and take a little banking out of it. And so, yeah, you definitely can tell they put a lot of work into it. I've always enjoyed going up to Fremont as well. When Rich has been running that track up there on and off the past several years. Just nothing but good things to say about, the track prep. Usually the complaint at Waynesfield was turns 1 and 2 maybe always developed, and even turns 3 developed some holes, and it was kind of tough to
You lost everything. Hi. I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm here.
There. Okay. I think everybody's back. That was weird.
I'm back.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyways, you were saying.
But yeah, like I said, I always enjoyed running at Fremont too, with Farmer running that place up there on and off, and did a lot of work at Waynesfield. It didn't really have the holes. That was kind of always a problem. Turn 1 and 2 always seemed to have developed holes throughout the night that you had to try to miss and dodge. And, I think it ate a lot of race cars over the past several years. And so far, I mean, it's one night, it's the first night, but nothing but positive things to say about the way the track was and stayed all night and be on the track, just the program. I think each class had 3 heats, no B mains. Our feature was first. I think we were done by about 8:30. So
Oh, wow.
very efficient. Yeah, very efficient program, and able to knock it out quick. Yeah, just really looking forward to going and watching the All-Star show again there at Waynesfield here, next month. And then we're there again on July 3rd. So
You're not going to go
forward to
play
this
with the
event.
All-Stars?
No, I wish we had a 410 to do that with, but for now we're going to sit on the sidelines and watch.
So what made you so dominant on Sunday? Was it just your starting position, being out in the clean air? I mean, is the clean air a big thing at Waynesfield, even though it's so small? I'm sure there's still a lot of aero things going on.
It is, yeah. It's not so much maybe the aerodynamics facet of it, but just being out and being able to kind of pick your line and run your race and not have to try to set somebody up for a pass. A lot of times there can take a couple of laps to try to pick and choose where you want to try to make a move at, and then you still have to land it. So being out front, you kind of get to set the pace and set the line that you want to run, and it really just is it's a lot easier at any track to be out front for the most part until you get into lap traffic maybe. And so, just again, qualifying is really everything with the Great Lakes format this year. It's basically the World of Outlaws format. Everything's straight up based on qualifying. And so we qualified second, started on the pole of the heat race, was able to beat Casey Jedrzejek down to turn 1 on the start, and able to win a heat race. And then from there, it's really luck of the redraw. And we were fortunate enough. Not so fortunate Friday. We drew the 6 at Lima, and fortune turned around and we drew the 1 at Waynesfield Sunday. And there's a lot of good cars that race with the Great Lakes Series. Max and Jared that we're battling with and points, and Dustin Daggett and Phil Gressman. Brian Sabito was running with us this weekend. He's got more laps than I can imagine around all the racetracks in Ohio. So it's tough to pass those guys when you have to start behind them. So when you get a chance to start up front, you got to take advantage of it.
So you're currently third in the Ohio CAT points for the Great Lakes Super Sprints. What do you think your odds are of getting that championship this year?
Yeah, so far you can probably see it in the results, but Max has got a pretty good little jump on Jared and I, and I think that's just consistency right now mainly. He won a race at Lima. I don't know that he's finished outside of the top 5 in any of the Ohio races right now. So, we've got to get to that level of consistency, probably try to win another race or two, because him and Jared are probably going to click off a couple more wins as well. And the season's so short with the way it's broken up between Ohio, Michigan, Tour points, that I think we've got 11 races total, or 12 maybe, counting the rain out that we had at Millstream this weekend. So you don't have a lot of opportunities to make up points if you have a bad night. So that's really the main thing, is limiting your bad nights. We've had a 10th place finish at Lima the opening night. We had 11th place finish at Lima this past weekend. So that's set us back. The qualifying good helps with the Great Lakes format, but we gotta limit the finishes where we're losing positions in the A main, and try to go forward and keep putting ourselves in position by qualifying good and winning heat races, or at least getting into the redraw, and just put ourselves in position and then capitalize on it. So probably going to need a little help from Max for sure to kind of come back to us, maybe have a bad night or something of his, on his side, to come back to us a little bit there. But my dad and I talked actually, going into the weekend, or I think maybe after Lima, just not even really worrying about points this year, and at least especially not right now in this point of the season. We're about a third of the way through, I think. So we just got to go out and continue to have speed, run up front, and the points will kind of take care of themselves wherever it falls.
So are you're running any events outside of the GLSS this year then?
Yeah. So we'll do all the Ohio ones for the points there. We'll fill in with some other GLSS shows in Michigan. I think we're off this weekend, but the first weekend in June is Lima Land and Lawrenceburg combo. So we'll run both of those for sure. And then we'll fill in with some other races. We went out to Iowa a few weeks ago and raced with the Sprint Invaders on Friday, and then went out to Knoxville Saturday, and plan to probably go out and catch a couple more races with the Sprint Invaders later in the year as well. So we kind of run a pick and choose, as they like to call it, from that sense, outside of the Ohio races. But yeah, I think we've got about 30 races on the schedule. You know, you're going to get some rainouts in good old Ohio, Michigan weather that we have to deal with. So we'll try to keep the schedule full and move around and pick up races where we can.
No thoughts of the Nationals?
I'd love to go back out and run the Nationals. I think 22 was the last year that we got to go out for the 360 Nationals, but actually it's our points championship night at Eldora, the same weekend as 360 Nationals. So the last couple years we've been on the family fun night or fireworks night at Eldora in the August event. So haven't had the chance to go back out to Knoxville. I'm hoping maybe we can work on that with the scheduling and get back on the May family fun night at Eldora and open that August weekend up, because I'd love to go back out and give us another shot here at the 360 Nationals. We've had some success out there, hit or miss for sure, but never made the A main, so still kind of on the bucket list to try to see if we can do that.
Absolutely.
Now, how many years has it been now that the NRA Sprint Invaders have been now the Great Lakes Super Sprints Ohio? Has it been 3 years?
I think 2023 technically was
2
the first year that Barry ran it.
So this would be the third year.
Yeah, this is the third year, but 2023, I think Barry kept the NRA name.
Yeah.
So
right.
it was kind of, the North was GLSS and the South was NRA for that first year. And then last year with the CAT sponsors coming on board, Michigan and Ohio, both, respectively, kind of gave him a good chance to reimage that and create an Ohio division and Michigan division. So yeah, this is the third year kind of being under one banner. And then we got the tour on top of the two regional series as well.
So what was it like going through that transition from the NRA Sprint Invaders to under the GLSS banner? And are you happy with the way things are now, or did you like it? I don't know how different things were with the Sprint Invaders.
Yeah, I mean, Ron Hammond's, kind of saved the series a couple of times, honestly, when it was the NRA series. He was car owner, in the area for many, many years and purchased the series from UNOH several years ago now. I don't remember when, but, he kind of kept it going. And then, some things happened a couple of times around COVID where some other people were going to take over and kind of fell through, and Ron picked it back up. So, I think, credit to him for putting that much passion and effort into keeping 360 racing going in Ohio when he did. But I think he felt it was time for himself to step away from that, and he worked out a deal with Barry to kind of put it all under one series. So I think the biggest thing is just consistency. And even between the Great Lakes, seasons that we've had, just trying to get more consistent calls and rules and making sure everybody's on the same page with what those rules are. And, I think the Great Lakes team is putting a lot of effort into trying that. If you ask those guys, I'm probably one of the more vocal, about seeing things that maybe I don't agree with and think that could be done differently or done better. But, coming from a place of wanting to see the series and the 360 division in this area continue to be prosperous as everything, gets more expensive, it gets harder for everybody involved to keep going to the track. So, I voice my opinion, often to the series to try to help, when I see something. But, I think, like I said, they're putting their best effort in, and that's all you can ask for, and being open to suggestions and, trying to put the best product forward that we can.
Yeah. My experience talking with Barry, he's very open to suggestions on anything.
And about 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. And he's always going somewhere. He's never home when you're talking about. Anyways.
I think honestly, that's been one of the big changes this year is Barry's he's got the 360s, he's got the non-wings, the lightning sprints on top of all the businesses that he's trying to run too. So This year, he's kind of handed the reins back over to Zach Heiser, and kind of created more of a team to run the nightly operations. So, still working out the kinks of getting all the new people in place and again, being kind of consistent. But I do think in the long run, that'll help take some stuff off of his plate and have more consistency when we know who's making the calls and putting the events together and who to talk to for things. So I think that'll help, in the long run. We'll see how the year progresses, but I think, he was just stretched so thin that it was hard to get anything accomplished, I feel like.
Well, and my experience is that Zach's a good guy, and I think he's the right guy to lead it right now.
Yeah, certainly like I said, we've probably butted heads a couple of times during.
You got to get everybody on the same page. It takes a while to smooth those things out.
It does, and I think just trying to from the series perspective, trying to look at it from the racers' perspectives can be tough sometimes because they may see something differently than the way the racers see it, and vice versa. You're right. I may be looking at something different from the promoter or race director perspective. But you're going to have that. Guys are passionate about it. I'm passionate about racing. For sure, it's been my whole life. So. I think the series is hopefully heading in the right direction here and keep 360 racing strong in the area.
Let's switch gears a little bit. You ran the Chili Bowl Nationals this year. Have you done that in the past, or was this the first time you've done that?
This was the second year. We did 2 years in a row. So we did it 2024 and 2025 was the 2 years we've done it so far.
How fun is that? That looks like that's got to be incredibly fun.
It is it's a long week and a half for sure, but the atmosphere is probably the only thing I could really relate it to is maybe the Knoxville Nationals, the 410 Nationals. You've got 300 and I think there's 380 entries this year of people all around the world, different racing professions. Last year in 2024, going out was my first time there ever. I hadn't been there to watch or anything, so. We walk into the buildings Saturday to load in, the week before. And I'll be honest, there's not too much I feel like that probably kind of mesmerizes me at this point with being around racing as much as I have. But you see race cars lined up on, both sides of the center, down the middle, both sides. There's just race cars and people everywhere. And that's on a Saturday that nothing's even happening. And then as the week builds on, there's just, the pulse grows and grows and the people just continue to file in, and it's really an amazing event. I'd say Knoxville Nationals and Chili Bowl are definitely two things that anybody that's a race fan has to try to get to at least once because it's just there's nothing like it, and it's a fun week. Like I said, you get to see so many people from different parts of racing, and it's really a special event.
In the alphabet soup, you made it to the F feature and you finished 15th, so. Not too bad. Plans to go back this next year, I guess it is?
Yeah, so we improved one main from year one to year two. We went from the H to the G first year and G to the F this year. So I guess in about 6 more years, maybe we'll finally on that pace actually be somewhere good. But no, I think the plan is probably to go back again this year. We're going to run the BC 39 again this year, and here in about a little over a month, over at Indianapolis. So we'll run that again, and assuming we come out of that unscathed, we'll probably give the winter races another shot.
Was that the same car that you used for that then?
Yeah, we run the same car outdoors. Okay. Yep. And
is that your car? Or are you running for a different team?
No, yeah, we bought it. My dad and I. We actually traded one of our 360 engines that we had at that time to get some of the midget stuff bought and slowly put it together and went through it and finally had the chance to take it out a couple years ago.
Now you've been racing for quite a while, so I'm sure you've seen some pretty crazy stuff. But what do you think is the craziest thing that you've ever seen while you've been in the race car? Either it happened to you or happened around you.
Wow. That's an interesting question. probably the craziest thing that kind of always has stuck with me was, I think, 2016 or 2017 it would have been. We were actually at the 360 Nationals, and we were parked right next to Brian Clausen, and it was the year that we unfortunately lost him. But it was just, it always kind of sticks with me of how quickly things can happen in the racing industry. Is one night we're sitting right next to his unfortunate accident there, and he was that's probably the craziest thing that has always just stuck in the back of my mind is be grateful for the times you get to go race and be around all your friends and family at the racetrack, because you never know how quickly something can happen. And one day you're standing next to somebody, and the next day something crazy could happen on and off the racetrack, right? Not just racing accidents. So be grateful for the time you have, make the most of it, and have fun. And that's why we go racing every weekend.
No, I don't want to get into a whole conversation about this next question, but just kind of a general thing, because it's been a topical thing. Are you familiar with Craig Mintz?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. He made a post the other day about the cost of sprint car racing, granted at the 410 level, talking about going to World of Outlaw show. And Ron kind of brought up the point, why do we pay this much to go racing? What are the expenses like for you for like a night of racing in a 360?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the post from Craig. I didn't dive into the numbers, but I'm going to say he's probably fairly close to accurate on what he had to do. It's going to depend, right? I mean, do you tear anything up? Do you go through one tire, four tires? Would depending what the track's like. I think we budget, and then you have your money that's you're not spending it, but maintenance on the engine and wear and tear on all the other components, which I think Craig did a good job of figuring in there. So we usually try to base it off of I think probably about 1,500 to 2,000 a night by the time you factor everything in, with pit passes, fuel to get there, fuel for the race car, tire wear, engine wear, pit passes, all everything factored in. And then for our standpoint, what we do, in the 360s, we try to, obviously we've got some great sponsors that help offset a lot of that, and then your winnings as well. So we try to get it to a point where I would say we don't budget necessarily. We kind of pick and choose the races we want to go to. And, I'm fortunate enough that my dad puts in a lot of work and what he does to make it happen. But try to always get to a point where winnings and sponsorship money kind of cancels out the cost. And we try to break even or thereabouts every year. So
that's what I was going to ask. I mean, you're happy pretty much if you break even on any particular night.
Yeah. I mean, all the winnings we sink right back into, fuel, tires, whatever. And like I said, we've got some great sponsors that have helped us out for many, many years. And yeah, if we break even at the season's end, or, just either way of that, usually that's about where we end up. So, we're not doing it to get rich.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the bottom line is you're not doing it for the money. It's for the fun of it. And hopefully you don't go broke and lose everything in the process, right?
Yeah, but anybody that's got a personality is going to do something to get that adrenaline high, whether it's golf or
racing,
whatever.
Racing a 360 sprint car
or whatever.
Speaking of your sponsors, share some of your sponsors with us that help you out.
Yeah, sure. So 3G Customs in Lima, D&M Fencing, Astro Lanes, and down in Wapak, Brown's Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, Walters Meats down in Wapak, Ferris Mowers, Watts Farms. Actually, I have some friends out in Iowa. That's why we went out there a few weeks ago. That help us out on the car, and So try to get out there a few times. So that's shout out to the Watts Farm family. Prairie View Golf Club in Waynesfield, Newman Farms, Howard Johnson, the Lima Hotel, and TSC actually just had a new sponsor come on board here this year. TSC, telephone service company out of Walpaw. So I've got a lot of great sponsors that, like I said, have helped us out throughout the years, and without them, we couldn't do half of what we do. So very appreciative of the people that have come on board over the years to help us out, and really have turned into really close friends in a lot of cases because of their passion for racing and our passion for racing. So it's what it takes. It takes people that love racing to support racers, racetracks, events, whatever the case may be. So very thankful for all of that support that we get.
I had a friend that drove by that the Hojo in Lima that said there was a bunch of race teams there, some World of Outlaw guys heading camping out there, staying there Sunday night before they went to Atomic. So very cool. You said,
for sure. They always give a good racer rate for the guys when they're in town. So get a good little discount there if you're a race fan or race team.
Nice. Good to know. You said no racing for you this weekend?
Taking the weekend off here. Yep. So gonna to recover here, get everything ready to go for next week. Get the midget ready to go. It's kind of been pushed over in the corner since Chili Bowls. So we got to get that ready for the BC 39 here and the start of July. And get
is that back to the start of
ready.
July now? I know they had moved that later in the year, but now it's back in July.
Yeah, last year was end of September, and this year it's on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, leading into July 4th weekend. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm looking forward to it. It works out for us really well because we're able to go, and we kind of got our own little speed week that week between BC 39 Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Waynesfield, Lima, Millstream. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. So be a busy week for us, but looking forward to that, kind of something different to look forward to this summer.
Cool. So Lima Land a week from Friday for you then. That's your next race. Guests of our show typically go on to win their next race, so keep that in mind.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Keep that in mind.
Don't let us
Friday.
down.
Devon Dobie, pleasure speaking with you. Again, congratulations on the win on Sunday, and good luck at the BC 39 and in the GLSS competition.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys, and hopefully talk again soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks a
Take
lot.
care, man. All right, there you go. Devon Dobie, third in points in the Ohio CAT division of the Great Lakes Super Sprints. So good to talk to him. Hashtag DTTS.
DTTS.
I got enough all the T's that time.
Yes, you did.
DTTS in the
You kind of
comments.
stuttered on the D, though. So.
DTTS.
DTTS.
Put that in the comments of the hashtag DTTS in the comments of the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, and you'll be in the drawing for the Speedy Sponsor sticker. That will be given away here at the conclusion of tonight's program. Coming up, we do have a Hammer Down hotline. A late text came in, so I didn't get a screen capture of it. I'll just have to read it to you. But before we get to that, let's do a little bit of racing news, because it was a lot happened this past weekend with all the race.
Latest racing news.
So did you hear about what happened to Ross Chastain after he won?
No, I didn't.
Somebody tried to steal his hat.
Really?
Yeah, his baseball cap in there. Someone reached in and tried to steal Ross Chastain's hat off his head while he was heading toward Victory Lane. He was going down the pit road there, and someone leaned in. He thought he was just giving him a high five, and then he grabbed his hat and started running off.
Did he knock him out?
Did Ross knock him out? No.
Hats are sacred, man.
Ross shouted for him to give it back as the guy strode off. Security was able to retrieve the hat and get it back to Chastain. He says, quote, "That was unfortunate. A guy was on pit road. He was super excited. He reached in. I high-fived him. I didn't know him. He just grabbed my head. I thought, oh, he's just saying good job. Then he just pulled the hat. Then he just pulled the hat. Then he did this little dance and said, I got your hat. I was like, give it back. And he ran away. I just shut the car off and pointed. NASCAR security was there. And I was like, that's my winning hat. Every race car I ever drive, I have to have a hat with a hole in it so I can set it on the shifter. It rides on the transmission every race. And I'll put that hat on a shelf. It means a lot to me. I'm not going to give that away, unquote. But he got his hat back. And he didn't beat up the guy.
Wonder if he negotiated a trade.
Your life for the hat. Maybe that was it.
We've got a dog that keeps stealing stuff, and we have to negotiate a trade with an animal cracker to get whatever she's got.
That's some
yeah. So I
some
just,
high
I just wondered
negotiating.
Wondered if maybe they negotiated a
with
trade
an animal cracker.
No, trade your hats.
Yeah. The Indianapolis 500 purse record was broken for the fourth year in a row for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500, with first-time winner Alex Below of Chip Ganassi Racing earning $3.8 million from a total purse of $20,283,000.
That's a lot of bucks.
That is a lot of bucks. There were significant penalties that were announced by IndyCar officials on Monday, resulting in 3 cars being sent to the back of the official results for the 500, including second place Honda driven by Marcus Ericsson. Post-technical inspection penalties were imposed on the number 27 Andretti Global Honda, driven by Kyle Kirkwood, and the number 28 Honda, driven by Ericsson. Kirkwood finished 6th and was moved to 32nd in the order. During the post-race inspection of the 2 cars, IndyCar discovered modifications to the Dallara-supplied energy management system, EMS covers, and the cover over the AR mounting points, which included unapproved spacers and parts. According to the IndyCar rulebook, EMS covers must be used as supplied. Additionally, these modifications provided the capability of enhanced aerodynamic efficiency for both cars. Also penalized was the number 90 driven by Callum Ilott. That car failed to meet the minimum end plate height and location specifications. All 3 cars have been reordered to the rear of the field in the order of their placement in the unofficial results. Additionally, each car receives a $100,000 fine.
Ooh.
And the team competition managers for the 3 entries have been placed on a 1-race suspension to be served at the next NTT IndyCar Series event at the Streets of Detroit, which is this weekend. Ooh. So there you go.
$100,000. That's pretty harsh.
Yeah. Well, if you're winning $3.8 million, I mean, I don't know what last place paid, but I'm guessing it was more than $100,000.
I'll bet.
Rockingham Speedway was put up for sale this week by owner Dan Lovenheim. He bought the place back in 2018 and helped in its resurrection. They just had that big weekend in April with the Trucks and Xfinity Series.
Right.
Thought they put on some pretty good racing there. He says, quote, "We've basically taken it in first gear as far as we can go, building it out, getting it ready for bigger and better hands," unquote. Lovenheim told the Charlotte Observer, quote, "And the time is right to pass the baton to someone who can take it farther than we can," unquote. Right now, offers are being taken, and thus there is no asking price on the track, but the new buyer will be selected on July 1st.
Ooh. It's not too far away.
Hopefully the new buyer is someone that will keep it as a racetrack, seeing as how they just put a lot of money into that place.
I can't imagine them being willing to sell it to someone that's not going to finish their dream.
Even if they offer twice as much as the next guy?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
Race car folks are pretty principled, Scott.
Well, I don't know Dan, but hopefully he's I guess he did put a lot into that place to bring it back. So yeah, that'll probably go into it. Are you planning your dream wedding or special event? Make it unforgettable with Magic Moment Entertainment. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report when you book, and you'll get $100 off your reception DJ service. With over 30 years of experience, Ron Burt will make sure your event is perfect. Magic Moment handles everything from contracts to full liability insurance, giving you peace of mind, plus no hidden fees, no charges for mileage or dance floor lighting ever. He serves Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. Magic Moment also Yeah, they also specialize in corporate events and mitzvahs. They take pride in working closely with couples and clients to create magical moments tailored just for you. Call 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. And don't forget, mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, save $100. There you go. We're saving you money. Coming up, we'll do How Many? Give away Hammer Down Racing Report sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics. But first, we do have a Hammer Down hotline text message, which came to us a little bit late today, so I don't have the screen cap. But if you want to call or text, there's the number, 419-318-3081. We tried to put this thing to rest, and then we get calls and texts for
They love us,
4
Scott.
shows consecutively. They love to torture us, I think. So anyways, this week's question, it was I know what the context is, so I'll put this in a little bit of context, but without revealing his name. First, here's the text. We'll give the text.
Okay.
What is the perfect amount of time for intermission? Or are they not needed? The reason he's asking this is because he went to the Waynesfield show, and I don't remember if he needed to go to the car to get a blanket and he parked kind of far away, or if he had to go take a potty break,
And he
or
missed,
both.
And he missed something?
No, he was waiting for a break, and there was no break because they were boom, boom, boom. Like Devon said, that they were done. They went through the races really quick. So he was kind of a little, I wouldn't say upset because it was a good show. They put it on quick, but he would have liked a little break so he could have taken care of some business or something, maybe been a little more comfortable, I guess. So that's where the question is should there be intermissions? What's the appropriate time for intermissions? What do you think?
I would think that
Because not all tracks do them. Some tracks do them for a long time.
Right. I would think that an opportunity to go get a hot dog or a cold drink.
Snack, that's good for the track because that's extra money for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good to take a little break.
I'd say 15 minutes.
15? Okay. I asked producer Dave before we came on here. He says 8 minutes, 8 to 10, because that's typically the time that they give between the B main and the A main for the World of Outlaws or High Limit or whatever. Yeah, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes is that's the high end.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Because that's a long time to sit there, especially if you have kids and nothing's going on. And, 15 minutes could seem like an hour if you got some little kids, I think.
I'm sticking with 15 minutes.
I'm going with 12, just to be different. I'll be between you and Dave there.
I see.
It's nice to have a break. It's good to get down to the concession stand. 12 minutes still gives you time to go through the line, I think. So, yeah. That's what I'm going with. Maybe we'll do a Twitter poll.
Yeah.
See what everybody else thinks. Or feel free to chime in the comments, and we'll look at those in a little bit. Roy Lowe says 15 unless you're running behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and
if there's impending weather, there's other circumstances
absolutely.
that could factor into that, such as impending weather. Unlucky 13 minutes down, Henry says. I like it, though. That's good. So, and it gives the drivers, especially if it is a show where there's not a lot of support classes and you're running the B main, then you have the feature coming up to get those guys that transfer out of the B main a little bit of time before they got to turn around and get back out there for the A main. So there's that factor too. So that is your Hammer Down hotline. So thank you for that text there. Let's do our How Many and give away. Oh, I saw another comment pop in there from Flying Fortress. 15 minutes is perfect. So there you go. You got some support there, Ron.
Why would anybody disagree with me, Scott? Come on.
I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to do How Many.
Push that button.
Yep, this one right here.
How many?
So last week's How Many, and this we kind of talked about this at the beginning of the show, was a little bit complicated because...
Kind of talked around it, yeah.
Yeah, because the last week's How Many was how many World of Outlaws plus 305s would be at Attica. And we did that... I got stickers on all these. I did that... we did that on the show last week, and I didn't listen to see if I said Friday or not, or if I just said how many were going to be at Attica, because that was the show they moved from Friday to Saturday.
Right.
So what I did was...
And I don't think that we even knew that was an option.
No, we didn't. So this is what I did to make it fair. Not that it mattered in the end anyways, but I was going to accept 0 or the correct number which they had on Saturday, which was 73. So I would have taken 0 or whoever's closest to 73. I figured that would have made it fair because Friday there were 0 and there were 73 on Saturday.
Right.
So, and I forgot to write down what we guessed. I got to pull up last week's show and see what we guessed on that. And this isn't last week's show. I don't remember what we guessed. Do you?
Must have been 73.
Is that what you guessed?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, hold on. Let's see. This is that's 375, 376, 377, 378. Where's 370? Oh, it's in my desk on the other. I forgot it over there. So I don't remember who won between you and I. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
But I can tell you who our listener winner is.
Okay.
So that is actually Scott Warner.
Really?
Yes, he guessed 73. Nobody guessed 0. So that eliminated the Friday issue. So then it just became who was closest to 72, and that was Scott Warner. He guessed 72. The actual number was 73. So congratulations,
Very
Scott
good.
Warner. You got yourself a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, another one, because I know some of your cars have that. So you can share that with your friends. We'll get that to you. I'm sure I'll be seeing him here at some point, so congratulations to him. So this week's how many? Another sprint car one.
Really?
Yeah. We're not going to do math this time.
Okay.
And I will state the day, even though I wrote it down wrong on my prep here, but I did have it correctly here on the screen. So there is no question. How many High Limit Series competitors will be at Butler on Saturday? Pretty straightforward, cut and dry. Put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You have until, I think gates open at 4 on Saturday there. Yes. You have until 4 o'clock on Saturday to get your guess in. How many High Limit Series competitors, and not just all the 410 sprints that'll be there, local guys and the national guys coming in.
410 cars, period.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who goes first?
We'll have to go at the same time. I'll let you go first.
Well, I'm going with 36.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was thinking 35, but I'm not sure what we got here. Chad says 50. Oh, wait, just a whole bunch popped in here. Ovis Racing says 39. Skylar says 30. Amber says 42. Don says 47. Doug's with you on a 36. I'm going to go with 35 because that's your number.
Because that's a cool number.
That is a cool number. So 35, 36. So I got everything 35 and under, and you got 36 and more.
Okay.
I have a feeling you're probably going to win, but I wanted to take your number. So there you go. Again, you can put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live. You have until 4 o'clock on Saturday. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, hit up our Facebook page, find the video, and just put your guess in there. As long as it's before 4 o'clock, you will be entered for a chance to win one of these Hammer Down Race Report window stickers, courtesy of DCR Graphics. If you have a race car, you can slap that on your race car, take a picture of it, tag us in it, send it to us, and we'll add you to the Hammer Down Army. We'll report on your results, your race results, each and every week that you submit them. So there you go. So let's move on to our racing menu for this weekend and find out what's going on in addition to the High Limit Series at Butler.
This weekend's racing menu.
So tomorrow night, Friday night, you have Limaland, the Keyser Memorial.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a call from Jerry.
I wonder if he's got a ride.
So I don't think so because I didn't get a call from him, which is unfortunate. But if you do head down there, the Boss Great Lakes Traditional Sprints will be running together, which ought to be cool. Some wingless sprints. UMP Modifieds, Thunderstocks, and the Dirt Track Truck Series all in action.
That's a big show.
Yeah, pretty big show. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:30, just $15, general admission for that. And again, last call here for hashtag DTTS. If you haven't put that in yet, go ahead and put that in the comments of our Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, and you're going to be entered to win one of our Speedy Sponsor stickers. Don't forget to check out speedysponsors.com to support your favorite drivers' sponsors. Also, Friday night, Attica Raceway Park. It's Krogan Colonial Bank Ferguson Waterworks Cam Tech Industrial Night.
Okay.
Featuring the AFCS 410 Sprints, UMP Late Models, and AFCS 305 Sprints. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission, $22 there. Speaking of AFCS and Dwayne, did you hear about what happened in Bryan? WBNO, WQCT radio stations burned down. Yeah, Saturday morning, I saw that.
Really?
Dwayne does On the Throttle.
Right.
Dwayne Hancock over there Mondays. I think it's like at noon or a little after noon.
Except last Monday?
Except probably this past Monday. Yeah. They are going to rebuild. I know he was doing, last I saw, he was working on some kind of alternate plans, probably doing something on social media. So we'll pass it along as soon as they get that figured out. You can also check him out on the Dirt Nerds podcast as well. So that's Friday night there at Attica. Did I do the times for that yet?
Not yet.
Oh, gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission $22 at Attica. Friday or Saturday night, you got a lot to choose from. Fremont Speedway back in action after taking last weekend off. It's the Auto Connection Construction Equipment Tailgate Competition night.
Okay.
Featuring AFCS 410 Sprints, AFCS 305 Sprints, and the dirt trucks back in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is $20. Flat Rock Speedway, it's the new Environmentals Street Stock Double Dash. 250-lap street stock features, figure eights, and factory stocks also in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7 o'clock. General admission $21 there at Flat Rock. Wayne County Speedway. Fast 5 show with the 410 Sprints, late models, UMP modified super stocks, and mini stocks. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission $20. Sandusky Speedway. It's OSS night number 1 with the OSS Pro Compacts, factory stocks, Grand Nationals, and Warriors. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $18 there at Sandusky Speedway. Montpelier Speedway back in action as well with the Jake and Jensen Memorial, featuring Boss non-wing sprints, UMP modified street stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $18. Oakshade Raceway back in action with a full show, UMP late models, DCR Graphics Sportsman, Dominator, Super Stocks, and the Compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15. General admission $15. And the big race at Butler on Saturday night, the Mace Thomas Classic with the Kubota High Limit Racing Sprint Cars, street stocks in action as well. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission $45 for that big show.
Right.
And then looking ahead to next week, we got something coming to Eldora for the following weekend, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Starting Wednesday at Eldora Speedway, the 31st Dirt Late Model Dream Week will begin with Flow Racing Night in America Late Models. Wednesday night, gates open at 2, racing at 7:30. General admission is $30. And then Thursday night, 31st Dirt Late Model Dream Week, Dream Prelim Night number 1. Gates open at 2, racing at 8 p.m. General admission $35 there on Thursday. And then, of course, the Dirt Late Model Dream on Saturday next week. Not this weekend, the following weekend.
Right.
So
And that's all on Flow.
I believe so.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think most Eldora is on Flow there. I know that obviously the Flow Racing Night in America will be on Flow, but weather. How is our weather looking, Mr. Weather Pit Stop Man?
I think we're just fine all through the weekend, Scott. It's finally going to warm up. We're finally starting to get out of that every weekend rain pattern that we've been in. There's just a trivial little chance of a sprinkle on tomorrow, but it won't amount to anything.
So nobody's canceling this weekend,
Nope.
right? Okay. I've been keeping an eye on Saturday night's low, and it was like 46 last I saw. Are we still about there? It's a little cool.
52.
I like that
yeah.
better. I'll go with
Yeah.
that. 52. I'll take your 52. Other series action this weekend, the Kubota High Limit Racing Series back at the Berg at Lawrenceburg Speedway. That's Friday night. So Friday night and then Saturday night at Butler. World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, River Cities Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota, Friday night. And then it's the Rumble on the Red at the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, North Dakota. That's on Saturday night. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Rackley Roofing 200 in Nashville Super Speedway. That's Friday. That'll be at 8 o'clock on FS1. Xfinity Series back in action again, also at Nashville Super Speedway. Tennessee Lottery 250. That'll be Saturday at 7:30 on the CW. NTT IndyCar Series, the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix in Detroit, Michigan. That's going to be on Sunday, starting at 12:30 p.m. on Fox. And then the NASCAR Cup Series, Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville Super Speedway. And I had to double check this. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Sunday night on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do too many Sunday night races when Monday's a work day the next day.
Right.
Not too often. So I double checked that. It is, yeah. So I guess their first night, Amazon Prime, with the Coca-Cola 600, they had over 2 million viewers. I guess they were happy with that.
Yeah. So. Did you listen to it at all?
I watched part of it. I fell asleep during part of it, too.
Okay. I was just wondering what you thought about the broadcast crew.
It was all right.
I wouldn't give him an A+.
I mean, I like Dale Jr., but I don't. When he gets excited, he gets very high pitched, and there's just something about his voice that it grates at my ears a little bit. I mean, but I love the guy. I think he's great. It's just but I mean, it was all right. I didn't think it was anything special, or it was a racing broadcast. I think they probably could have done. I don't know what they could have done different, but I mean, there wasn't really anything that set it apart from.
Other than the fact that it was a 5-hour freaking race.
Well, yeah, that's probably why I fell asleep for part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is your DCR Graphics racing menu for this weekend. Now, it's probably time to do that drawing for our Speedy sponsor sticker tonight. Again, that's going to go to somebody who put in hashtag DTTS is going to get one of these Speedy Sponsor stickers. Check out SpeedySponsors.com. Whenever you want to spin that wheel, Producer Dave, go ahead, and we'll find out who this week's winner of a Speedy Sponsors sticker is. Did Andy King chime in? I didn't see Andy anywhere. I wasn't totally paying attention, but
I don't think I saw it.
No. Well, his name would be on the wheel, which I can't read because it's spinning really fast. Who do we got? It looks like it's going to be James David. He seems to win a lot, too.
He does.
James David, congratulations. You have yourself a Speedy Sponsor sticker. I can give it to Ron, or I can bring it to the track.
I would probably take it to the track.
All right. I'll have it with me at the track then. Come see me to pick it up.
Or your crew chief.
That's pretty much it. I leave everything with her. I'm like, this person might stop by and pick that up. So that's about going to do it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Thanks to producer Dave for everything he does with the prep and monitoring all the stuff. Producer Dave Kemmer there. Contributors John Young, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on X at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. You can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out at HammerdownRacingReport.com. More information on the Hammer Down Army on there. Click on that link in the menu there, and you can see who's in the Hammer Down Army. If you're not in there, get us a picture. We'll get you on there. Doesn't cost you anything. Just all you need is one of these stickers on your race car. So, and if you don't have one, get a hold of Dale at
Make sure
DCR
you check
Graphics.
out Speedy Sponsors.
There. Check out Speedy Sponsors as well. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moen Entertainment, Dittman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, and, of course, DCR Graphics. And thanks to our guest this week, Devon Dobie. Pleasure speaking with him. Next week, we'll be speaking with modified racer Dylan Nussbaum, who picked up the win at Butler last Saturday night.
And just keeps on winning.
He does win quite a bit. That's kind of why I was like, his name's on my radar. Let's reach out to this guy. He's got something going on there. So that'll be next week on the show. So for tonight, go go walleye on Saturday and Monday. I think they do have a game on Thursday next week.
I think I saw that.
I think it's an away game, though. I don't know.
You won't be there.
I probably won't. Also, I don't speak French, so I don't know how I'd fit in there anyway. So, yeah, the Walleye are playing Trois Riviera or something.
Three Rivers.
Yes. In
Trois Rivières.
Quebec, Canada.
No, I
French
never
people.
raced on the hockey rink, but I have raced on the oval track there.
Have you? Did they? Is that one of the tracks where I flip through sometimes and I see on Flow where they have the French
Riviera.
announcer? Is that?
Yeah.
That's where that's at?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And every so often over the pit PA, all the racers on the track.
In English?
That's for the American racers that happen to be there.
So, do you speak French? Did you understand any
No,
of it? Okay.
not a bit.
All right. Well, we'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That is a wrap on show number 380 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.
Hi, Dave.
I had an issue today
What?
on a Facebook website.
Yeah.
It says, "Sorry, we're having troubles playing this video."
Huh.
Now it played it on the app. Because I went to my iPad and it was on there. And I tried it on two computers and I don't know what the issue is. Nobody complained about it.